All You Need to Know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the All You Need to Know podcast on Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 27th of October. For the equity markets here in India, this week may just get worse at the start of trade today. US stocks registered their worst fall in a month on concerns that rising COVID-19 cases would weaken the global economy and also because the chances of a fiscal stimulus now look bleak before the elections. The three averages closed lower by between 1.6 and 2.3%, with the Dow losing as much as 650 points. Energy and industrial companies were among the worst hit after crude oil prices fell by as much as 4% in New York last night. Last I checked, crude was at less than $39 a barrel, which is the lowest in 3 weeks, according to Bloomberg. Meanwhile, as a second wave of the coronavirus spreads across Europe and the United States, a vaccine candidate developed by the University of Oxford with AstraZeneca has produced a robust immune response in older adults and the elderly, those that are at the highest risk of severe illness. In India, the number of daily cases has continued to decline, a sign of hope. The country added just over 45,000 cases in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday, taking the total tally to close to 80 lakh. With the low additions and high recoveries, active cases have now dropped to 6.5 lakh from close to 10 lakh only a short while back. On to other news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was speaking to global investors at an event here yesterday. He said India would drive global energy demand going forward. According to him, India is likely to see energy consumption double over the long term. This at a time when the country is fast embracing cleaner and renewable sources of energy. Modi said India is on track to meet its COP21 commitment of raising electricity generation from renewable energy sources to 175 gigawatts by 2022. At the same event, the group CEO of energy major BP, Bernard Looney, said his company is looking to expand its presence here in India in fuel retailing and mobility solutions. He said his firm, in partnership with Reliance Industries, will in the next 4 to 5 years set up 5,500 retail sites that will not just sell petrol and diesel but also offer mobility solutions like EV charging facilities. He also urged the government to include natural gas in the GST regime. Now, speaking of clean energy and the environment, the government has informed the Supreme Court that it is framing a new law to tackle air pollution. The new law is for air quality management in the National Capital Region and adjoining areas and setting up a permanent body for the purpose, according to India's Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who said that a draft of the law will soon be submitted to the court. In international news, the former English teacher who co-founded Alibaba Group Holding with $60,000 is poised to become the 11th richest person in the world. I'm speaking about Jack Ma, of course. Based on Ant Group's share price for its record public offering, Ma's 8.8% stake is worth $27.4 billion. That will take the 56-year-old's fortune to $71.6 billion on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. And with that, it's over to Hormuz Fatakia for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Hormuz. How are we looking at the start of trade today?
Good morning to everyone tuning in and to you as well, Alex. Are you amongst the many who suffered from Monday blues yesterday? Well, the market certainly did so. Selling pressure in autos, metals, and more importantly, Reliance Industries led to both Sensex and Nifty giving up all the gains they made over the course of last week. Specific stocks then, and Ntpc will become the second state-run company after KIOCL, which will consider a share buyback. The board will consider this proposal on the 2nd of November. Based on the latest shareholding pattern, the government holds 51% stake in the company. Ntpc is amongst the 8 companies in which the government has asked to utilize excess cash on the books in order to boost its divestment kitty. Now, Novartis has filed a complaint in the Federal Court of Delaware against Aurobindo Pharma, stating that Aurobindo's proposed generic version of a treatment of dry eye infringes 15 patents for Zidra, which Novartis had acquired in 2019 for $3.5 billion. Novartis has sought a court order blocking copies until the patents expire. Watch out for IDBI Bank, which will consider fundraising through a QIP on the 29th of October, and also watch out for NCL Industries, for whom cement dispatches were up 68% in the September quarter. On to earnings then, and Torrent Pharma's US and Brazil business saw double-digit declines as compared to the previous year. The India business, which contributes nearly 3/4 of the company's overall revenue, saw a growth of 7%, while the German business saw growth of 4% year-on-year. Angel Broking has been gaining in 3 out of the last 4 trading sessions until closing on Monday. It may, let me make this clear, it may add another day of gains after its second quarter revenue nearly doubled from last year, while net profit was up close to 4 times. The company has also declared a dividend of 4.15 rupees a share. Now, the operating performance of Finolex Industries was better as compared to the previous year, owing to better realizations and lower costs. Volumes in the PVC resin business saw growth of 15% year-on-year, while EBITDA margins saw growth of nearly 1,000 basis points. 2 Nifty Earnings, Bharti Airtel and Tata Motors, both are likely to come out after market hours today. Some important broader market earnings today include Amara Raja Batteries, Castrol, Seat, ICICI Prudential, Nippon Life India AMC, and Suven Life Sciences. Some buzzing stocks that I want to highlight from Monday's session. Coforge ended over 7% lower, its biggest single-day fall in nearly 7 months after its promoter sold over 6% stake in the company at 2,310 rupees a share. This was the 4th straight day of declines for the stock, its longest losing streak in 2 months. KEI Industries bucked the trend on Monday, ending with gains of over 3%. The stock ended higher for the 4th straight day. And lastly, watch out for Godrej Consumer or GCPL. Brokerage firm Phillip Capital has maintained its buy rating on the stock but raised its price target to 860 rupees from the earlier 770. It is pitching the stock as its top anti-consensus high conviction idea. Early ticks on the SGX Nifty showed that the index is trading around the levels of 11,800. Whether green or red, regardless of the color of the market, we at Bloomberg Quint are with you every morning with our All You Need to Know copy. So do log in and read up. With that, I wish you a safe day ahead, and it's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Hormuz. And as always, I thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.